Hello everyone, welcome to another UConn construction project update. My name is Lou Gett and I represent the Office of University Planning, Design and Construction. Today is October 5th and we are at the Farmland Mitigation Project. The project is 1/2 mile north of the junction of 44 and 32, the same location as our compost facility that has sales in the fall and in the spring. Farmland mitigation is to add 40 acres of farmland back to the Ag Department. That was previously lost from projects. One was Discovery Lane, Charter Oaks, and there's some potential future projects that are on the table that could cut into the available farmland acreage. So this will be 40 acres of new farmland for the Ag Department. And it'll take a couple of years actually to get up to a full-blown resource crop. Takes a few years of ground crops to grow through and to get the pH levels up and things of that nature. We're going to begin by taking you on a flyover of the complete parcel. And we want to thank our university colleague, Milton Levin, for providing us with this amazing drone footage. We're going to begin at the west end next to the existing cornfield. And you can see the remnants of the existing stone wall that they haven't had a chance to pick up. So this is the 14-acre lot, and from the western area, this is the area that's the most furthest along. Most of the rocks have been taken out of this area here. As we get to this back half of this 14-acre parcel, this is the second in the sequence. You'll still see some piles of stones here. They haven't had a chance to pick up the larger stones through this area. And there's the staging area of this area, all the stumps that are about ready to be ground. And just to the right hand side is the road that travels between the 14-acre and the 26-acre parcel that we're going to see very shortly. So you can see the rows, as we mentioned in a later video, that the excavator, as they walk down through the field, they pull the stumps out, and that's about as far as they can swing. And another staging area pile to the front. They're just pulling the stumps into this area. There's the rock outcrop that I'll be taking a later video on. So this is almost a demarc area right through here on the back 26-acre. From here to the east, this area has not been de-stumped at this particular time. It's very interesting to be able to take a look at the stone walls in this area. So those were actually borders at one time. And you have to remember, at one time Connecticut was almost completely defoliaged. So we're almost at the most eastern end of the property right here at this location. The drone's going to turn around and we're going to take you back over towards Route 32 in a second here. So now here's a look back to the east. There's again the piles ready to be picked up. Our later video, you'll see the rock truck begin to bring them over to the staging, and there's the rock outcrop that I'll be standing on. So a little bit better view on the road that travels between both parcels. On the left-hand side, that's the compost facility that we'll pick up in a later video. So again, now we're moving into the 14-acre parcel with still some stones on the top. You saw on the left-hand side the staging area. We're moving into the furthest along as far as the process, this area right through here, and finally we're on the back 26-acre lot right now, and we're watching the excavator and the rock truck haul the stumps into the storage pile right over here, the staging area. Once all the stumps are brought to this area here, then one machine with a gigantic shear on it is able to split the stumps to smaller pieces. Then eventually, when they're all in one place, the large grinding machine will come in here and chip the stumps and the roots into a truck, and off they will go. So this is probably the third and fourth process. First they cut the trees down, then they pull the stumps, and it's all about proximity and the reach. The excavator can only swing so far. That's why you see the stumps in a row. Each one of a row. As he comes down, he swings to the left, he swings to the right. And that's kind of the demarc location. The other side of those stumps you see there, the stumps are still in the ground, the large stones are in the ground. Once they complete the process of removing the stumps, then they'll come back in here a pass and we'll check the earlier field with a 14-acre field where they're beginning to pull the stones out right now. So the next pass will be the stone removal, and then finally they'll do a last pass to take the stones down 6 inches and above and all of the remaining roots. So we're on this ledge outcrop in this field. Probably the only area that will not be farmed that I'm standing on right through here. And as we look back, the roadway that ties the two fields, and you can just barely see the silhouette of the compost facility. So it's early October, we're in the compost facility, and they're just getting ready for their fall sale coming up this weekend. You can see the 4 rows of compost that's ready for sale. So it's a mixture of manure and other materials, and this handy machine you see in the back comes in periodically and mixes it up. So they have a sale in the spring and in the fall. And they actually worked out a great location in the back here that was to be a staging area. So there's not going to be a crop grown in here. There'll be just a ground cover placed on here. But this section did get cleaned up in the process of this contract. Standing in just about the middle of the 13-acre front parcel. This section here, the stumps have been removed. Most of the mid-sized rocks have been removed. There's some smaller rocks in the 6-inch and above caliber that are still left here, but it really looks kind of like a minefield at this stage of the game. Big rocks have been removed, stumps have been removed, so there's some minor amounts of rock and vegetation. They'll have one more pass through here before they do a final grade to the area. And there's a panoramic view back to the existing farmland. They just pulled the corn a week or so ago. Actually, the winter rye is coming up. There was a stone wall across there, and that's why we see the excavator sitting in through there. They just finished loading that one stone wall. So stone walls had to be removed, trees, and nothing's going to waste. And finally, we'll end with this. Previously, before the project, there was a small cornfield right through here, and then this was all woodlands back there. Eventually, as the corn grows all the way through here, you'll never know that there were 2 separate projects here. You can see the winter rye as we look back to the south in this direction. It's coming up nicely. Thank you for joining us on this UConn project update. Have a great day. Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAS channel. Once subscribed, on the left-hand side, manage subscriptions. To the right, the gearbox symbol. A check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now, anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.